Hello and welcome, cosmic explorers. Ever wondered why you're drawn to certain people like moths to a flame, while others leave you feeling, well, cold? Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of Venus-Mars synastry in astrology. That's how the positions of Venus and Mars in your birth chart interact with those of a potential partner. Buckle up, because we're about to unravel the secrets of attraction, passion, and the cosmic dance of love. So grab your natal charts, or maybe just your phone to look up your Venus and Mars signs, and let's get started. Venus, in astrology, represents love, attraction, beauty, values, and what we find appealing. Think of it as your inner magnet, drawing you towards what you desire and appreciate. For example, someone with Venus in Taurus might value stability, comfort, and sensual pleasures, while someone with Venus in Gemini might be drawn to witty conversation, intellectual stimulation, and variety. Now, let's talk about Mars. Mars embodies passion, drive, energy, action, and how we assert ourselves. It's the cosmic warrior within, fueling our ambitions and desires. Imagine a Mars in Aries individual. They are likely to be assertive, energetic, and direct in pursuing their goals, while a Mars in Cancer individual might express their passion through nurturing, protecting, and creating a secure home environment. When we compare Venus and Mars placements between two people, we enter the realm of synastry, specifically, Venus-Mars synastry. This is where we examine the aspects, or angles, formed between one person's Venus and the other person's Mars, and vice versa. These aspects highlight the attraction, passion, and dynamic energy flow between two individuals. Harmonious aspects, such as trines and sextiles, generally indicate an easy, natural connection. A Venus-Mars trine, for instance, often suggests a comfortable and supportive relationship where partners easily understand and appreciate each other's needs and desires. It can feel like you're speaking the same language of love. On the other hand, challenging aspects like squares and oppositions can signal tension or conflict. But wait, there's a catch. These challenges can also be catalysts for growth and transformation. A Venus-Mars square, for example, might indicate initial friction and differing approaches to love and passion, but it can also fuel a dynamic and exciting connection that pushes both partners to evolve. Now, let's delve into the specific aspects. A Venus-Mars conjunction, where the planets are close together in the same sign, represents a blend of energies, shared interests, and a magnetic pull. It can feel like you're two peas in a pod. You're probably thinking, that sounds perfect. And it can be, but there's a potential for codependency, where you become overly reliant on each other. However, a conjunction also presents a significant opportunity for collaboration and creating something beautiful together. The orb, or acceptable range of degrees for a conjunction, is typically 6 to 8 degrees. The sign the conjunction occurs in will further modify its expression. For instance, a Venus-Mars conjunction in Leo might manifest as a flamboyant and passionate love affair, while a conjunction in Capricorn might be more grounded and focused on building a lasting partnership. Now here's where it gets interesting. An opposition, where Venus and Mars are directly across from each other, 180 degrees, creates direct tension and contrasting perspectives. It can be a case of opposites attract, leading to a strong initial attraction. However, there's also a risk of projection, where you see your own unacknowledged desires or fears in your partner, and potential for conflict. But, like the square, the opposition also offers an opportunity for balance. By understanding and integrating your differences, you can create a more complete and dynamic relationship. The orb range for an opposition is also 6 to 8 degrees, and the signs involved will indicate how the tension manifests. For example, a Venus in Aries opposing a Mars in Libra might create tension between independence and partnership needs. Next up, the square. A Venus-Mars square signifies friction and challenges that demand action. It's a dynamic tension that can instigate growth, but also lead to conflict. Think of it as a cosmic workout for your relationship muscles. The potential for conflict is definitely there, but so is the opportunity for transformation. The orb range for a square is typically 5 to 7 degrees, and the signs involved will highlight the specific areas of friction. For example, a Venus in Cancer squaring a Mars in Libra might indicate tension between emotional needs and the desire for social harmony. The trine, the easy-breezy aspect. A Venus-Mars trine represents a harmonious, easy connection. It often feels like you're on the same wavelength and understand each other effortlessly. But, and this is a big but, there's a risk of complacency. Because things come so easily, you might not put in the effort to nurture the relationship and keep the spark alive. However, a trine also provides an opportunity for effortless growth. By consciously appreciating and utilizing the natural flow of energy, you can create a deeply fulfilling and supportive partnership. The orb range for a trine is 5 to 7 degrees, and the signs involved will indicate the areas where ease and flow are most prominent. Last but not least of the major aspects, the sextile. A Venus-Mars sextile signifies opportunities for mutual growth and support. It's like having a toolbox full of potential, but you need to actively use the tools to build something amazing. The sextile requires conscious effort to activate its potential. There's also a potential for missed opportunities due to passivity. You might see the possibilities, but not take the necessary steps to realize them. The orb range for a sextile is 3 to 5 degrees, and the signs involved will reveal the specific areas where growth opportunities lie. Now, let's briefly touch upon some minor aspects. These aspects have smaller orbs and more subtle effects. The quincunx, with an orb of 1 to 2 degrees, represents adjustment, discomfort, and growth potential. The semisextile, with an orb of 1 degree, signifies subtle attraction, curiosity, and learning opportunities. The septile, also with an orb of 1 degree, suggests a fated connection, creative spark, and shared destiny. And finally, parallel and contraparallel aspects represent intense, often unconscious connections. Stick around, at 7:30 I'll reveal how these minor aspects can sneakily impact your relationships. Beyond aspects, the house placements of Venus and Mars can also reveal important insights. For example, Venus in the first house suggests an attraction to identity and self-expression. Mars in the 7th house indicates an attraction driven by partnership, but also a potential for conflict. Venus in the 5th house signifies a playful, romantic connection, while Mars in the 4th house suggests a deep emotional connection, but also a potential for domestic conflict. Ever wonder why your relationships sometimes feel like they're stuck in reverse? Let's talk about retrograde planets. Venus retrograde can indicate difficulty expressing affection, a re-evaluation of values, and the resurfacing of past issues. Mars retrograde can signify difficulty asserting desires, passive aggressiveness, and frustration. Navigating these retrogrades requires patience, open communication, and self-awareness. Dignities and debilities are also important to consider. When a planet is in its domicile, it expresses its nature freely. When it's in its exaltation, its energy is amplified. Detriment is when a planet struggles to express itself, and fall is when its energy is weakened. Mutual reception, where Venus is in Mars sign and Mars is in Venus sign, creates a loop of understanding and strengthens the connection. It's like a cosmic feedback loop that amplifies the positive qualities of the relationship. Another important tool is the composite chart, which represents the relationship as a separate entity. Focus on the Venus-Mars aspects in the composite chart to understand the overall dynamics of the relationship. And finally, let's not forget about Chiron, Saturn, and the asteroids. Chiron exposes vulnerabilities related to love, desire, and self-worth, but also offers opportunities for healing and growth. Saturn brings stability and commitment, but also restrictions and challenges. The asteroids add another layer of nuance. Lilith represents raw, untamed sexuality. Juno signifies commitment, marriage, and long-term partnership. Eros embodies passionate love, creativity, and inspiration. And Psyche represents soulmate connections, deep understanding, and spiritual intimacy. So, there you have it, a comprehensive overview of Venus-Mars synastry in astrology. While Synastry is a powerful tool, remember that it's just one piece of the puzzle. A successful relationship requires effort, communication, and a willingness to grow together. Use this knowledge to understand your own needs and desires, and to appreciate the unique dynamics of your relationships. Remember that challenging aspects are not necessarily deal breakers, but rather opportunities for growth and transformation. Embrace the complexities of love and passion, and you'll be well on your way to creating fulfilling and meaningful connections. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you're passionate about astrology and want to learn more about the cosmic influences shaping your life, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week exploring a wide range of astrological topics, from planetary transits to zodiac sign compatibility. I am planning to do a deep dive on houses in the next video and you won't want to miss it, so please subscribe. Thanks for watching.